Hello, guys, and welcome back. And look at this production value twofold. We got a camera,
I
and
know.
it's Mr. Redux looking absolutely stellar with that lighting.
Thanks.
I love it.
Quarantine it does things to you. I bought over Shopee. Never thought I'd do that, but here I am.
Yeah, so Shopee CPP. How much did you spend on Shopee, bud?
I don't know, they gave me a pretty good discount, only like 400 pesos. So
Oh,
that's pretty good.
that's pretty
I don't
good.
know. I'm pretty surprised.
I want lighting like that too now. You should link me up afterwards. Okay, but we're besides the fact we are here for some Overwatch. I've been mesmerized by your lights since you turned your camera on. And we are going to be getting into our first elimination match of the night. It is Washed Up Homies, our second seed, versus Ube Server, our sixth seed. And the story about this one is, well, for Washed Up Homies, they had to forfeit their first match on Monday. Do you have any idea why, Redux? Could you give me a gander of why they couldn't make it?
Tell you, but I haven't watched that.
Ah, nah, okay. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit of a spoiler, guys. So the story about Washed Up Homies is they were okay to go for Monday, of course, with a six, but a certain something happened to a certain someone, Mr. Ambi, and his wife just gave birth, and yeah, they were at
Oh,
the hospital. So a amazing blessing for his family, but at the same time, couldn't really make it in the first place. So in situations like that, that's how it just goes sometimes, and it really goes to show that even though that Washington Police wanted to play, they just couldn't, and it was highly unfortunate, of course. But in the end, it really is how the tournament does unfold, and it was really really lucky for Overwine, and then they proved themselves against Team Cakes. Speaking of Cakes, though, they were the ones who beat back Uba Server on Monday. And now it's time to see if either of these two teams can get some redemption. We already know the strength of Washed Up Homies through the regular season. We've seen the star power of Uba Server. What do you think? What's going to be factors coming into this matchup?
it's definitely gonna come down to like whoever's the stronger nano blades. Like that's how this entire match is gonna go. That's how the next match is gonna go.
That's true. That's true. Especially if you're talking about the meta there, Redux. It does seem like it is Nano Blade Central here and there. And in looking at these rosters right now, I would say Washed Up Homies might have the edge there. We have seen Freak whip out that Genji from time to time. And it's interesting because it's K gonna be playing rather than Cyanide. So this means it is gonna be Pharah versus Pharah battles between K and Mercy. And it's gonna be girl power up in the air. And it will really, really be interesting. We've seen Pharahs actually be feast or famine. They can destroy, they can be destroyed, but if you have both on each side, it really becomes an aerial duel. And for a matchup like that on the DPS side, what do you think, Redux? What's gonna be besides that Nano Blade? What is gonna be the things that either side can bring to the table?
Well, in the Farah versus Farah, like if they're equally skilled, then I guess it's up to either their supports or their tanks to like give one Farah the edge. So with Farah's being feast or famine, like it really like about cohesiveness of a unit to like make their Farah and whatever other hero is work.
Yeah, truly, truly is. And it really just becomes sometimes a little more difficult every single moment when you can't really help out that far in the first place. But we're going to be expecting some mercies here and now. And we are going to be expecting our first map of the night. It is going to be Nepal. We got Sanctum, we got Shrine, and Village. Any thoughts coming into this map?
Well, Sanctum, I'm not excited for that one. That's gonna be a lot of spam, but we'll see. We'll
It's,
see.
it's gonna be raining like crazy, that's for sure. And we will be finding out very, very soon what this game is gonna be giving us. After this match, guys, we'll be saying goodbye to our first ever team. Will it be Wash Up Homies moving on, or will it be Ubi Server? We will be finding out into our control map. And I just want to say before we get started that it has been an amazing experience with all of these seven teams who finished up the regular season, as well who moved on into the playoffs. They haven't really given up. They are really putting their all into this. And we are going to be getting into the game. It seems like we are going to start things off on Nepal Sanctum. And let's get it on, let's get it done, and let's get into the first wave playoffs, day 3. Here we are, Redux. We are back, and we are in Overwatch yet again. What can you say except, well, you're welcome, and we are gonna be welcoming Watch the Homies and Uber server on a map like this. Environmentals can be a particular force of nature, but you might be able to see some snipers here. What's gonna be planned coming into this map, Mr. Redux?
Well, I see Ube server putting out the double shield, I guess, the Sigma Orisa flashbacks to the World Cup. I'm kind of interested to see how this will turn out. But on the other side, they're pulling out a dive with Farah. So I want to see like how both of these sides interact, and it's really gonna be dependent on who takes space first.
Yeah, and Lone gonna be playing his signature Roadhog actually, so it seems like there's a little bit of comfort now coming on in for Team Washed Up Homies. Since they were gonna play on Monday, they really haven't been able to find their footing so far into the tournament bracket, and this is gonna be their first experience together, but this might also just be their last one yet again. We'll find out the Washed Up Homies has been prepared, have been ready to go since the get-go, and we will be going into the action here very shortly. Double shield already setting up by the objective. That's gonna be Cucumber and Milsons in position already. Oasis Vigo working together low in the meantime with the first kill on the board. And Washed Up Homies starting things off strong with the solo carry here from Lone so far.
I don't think they were expecting this lone, like comfort pick. Like look at him just clean up house. He just walked up to them and they didn't expect him to get so close.
Yeah, and this is gonna be really interesting because in both Washed Up Homies as well as Uber server side. Okay, my bad, my bad. There you go. Couldn't see it. Then the scoreboard blocks it. My bad. So don't worry about that. Biglang nag-IND. Okay. We'll be talking real quick first into our channel. Okay. Oh man. Okay. I gotta pay attention to that a little more. But I think they're all okay now. They're trying to fix up their internet. Good start though for Team Washed Up Homies. And again, they use that Roadhog to the best degree.
Yeah, there's really good shield pressure coming from the fire on the right side, which distracted both shield tanks, so there's nothing to protect the squishies from left side.
And seems like we are going to be getting ready back into the game. A little bit of a hiccup there for Ube server. Sorry about that. But we are going to be going back into the match itself. Wash Up Homies right now will be looking on with the Genji still. In the meantime, though, it is going to be high time for Ambi to play this Winston. Winston Roadhog actually going to be played out here. There we go with the hook already catching out Milsons. And this Arisa Buyer grenaded to the worst degree. They have to back on that already, trying to survive. Freak in the meantime going to be on the board here on the Genji. But he is taking quite a lot of damage and he will survive to say the least. Londo already a hook on board again. Washed Up Homies is sticking by the center of this point right now, Redux. And with the whole hog into boot, there's a lot of damage coming the way of Ube's server. Clean up house yet again. It's really just a mop up courtesy of Lone one more time.
Good God, that gamble is paying off in dividends. And look at Washington Pomi's ult economy right now. They have all 6 ults coming up soon. And they only used 1 ult to win that fight. And that was a whole hog. That charges up so fast.
Yeah, no reprieve whatsoever for Ube's server. It is just gonna be Lone right now trying to go fishing every single time. Ambi in the meantime gonna have that blade almost ready with that primal rage, and Freak will be getting that blade very, very soon. But up in the air into the nano boost. Watch Up Homies going for the cut onto 1 and 2, make that 3 so far. And you have gotten your wish here with the nano blade. The dragon has truly become Freak, and he is showing that he is truly a freak of nature also.
Yeah. Lone got another environmental kill on Milsons, and you know, the Nalbe just cleaned everything else up.
Yeah, from then on, they were just able to clean up house to the best degree. And here we go yet again, though, with 2 ultimates online for Washed Up Homies. This is K's time to shine with the Fariha. The Rocket Barrage is available. And we know on Sanctum, even though it's a rooftop environment, it still will have those opportunities for the Farah to play that vertical clearance. Leap on in already. Double shield trying to set on up. Ambi taking care of the supercharger. That Idol being primed, and Mercy will get that kill. Cucumber staying onto the point after the hook. And this is a good chance here for Ube's server so far. They use up pretty much everything they have except the Death Blossom that isn't charged up as of yet. Ube's server onto the point. And finally, oh no! We have to be careful. Almost forgot about getting the objective.
It's dangerous. That was a fight they needed to win first and foremost, and they almost C9'd it.
Yeah, they have to be a little more careful there, Redux. But now it is going to be Washed Up Homies looking to play that barrage. Do you think that they can actually go for a distraction play here?
I mean, like, all Uber server has right now is a Death Blossom. And possibly a double shielded McCree. So they need to take care of one of these and then shut down the other with their supports.
Yeah, it's all about getting rid of those check marks and using it to the best degree. They have to catch out that Genji though. And luckily for Ube's server, the tank line here for Washed Up Homies is more on the initiation rather than protection. So Ambi and Lone will not be able to do much about K going down so quickly to the hand of Mercy. She's really on one of her signature heroes, not only the Farah, but also the McCree. And the rifle play is there. Plu trying to go for the resurrection, but I don't think that's the best idea. Washed Up Homies now beaten on back. Ube's server actually holding house so far.
Homies is just to wait on your Nile Blade. That's tried and proven, and that's what they're going into. Not to mention they have a barrage to back them up, so this could be interesting. But on the other side, they're also coming with a supercharger as well as a coalescence.
And we are gonna see Washed Up Homies right now sticking around on the left-hand side. And if who are you rooting for, guys? Washed Up Homies or Uber Server? Only one can win, and only one can move on. But now it's time for the Nano Blade, and looking for the cut there. K does make the barrage words. Kokum there in the meantime with a really good shutdown there with the Flux, but the fight isn't over yet. With the Pharah up in the air, too much resources on that Genji. And this is Uber Server right now, making sure that they can try to get the counterplay, but it's not gonna happen. Washed Up Homies with those kills. Sun with the reset for no absolute reason. But this is the blue hand side right now, having to deal with the Wrecking Ball, but the Boop actually helping them out. Milsons though will decide to go for the pile driver into the abyss instead, as Lone gets the push on with the Hool Hog. Really close though for Uber Server. Alone right now with another hook, able to catch out Mercy, but still not gonna be enough for it now with it. Blossom, it's still too much damage to deal with, and Washed Up Homies, they hold on to 182, but a good rest back there from Uber Server to try and keep things up.
Interesting play in that last round. They sent the Nanoblade right side to distract them. And that pretty much just separated the team and the tanks from the supports, which allowed them to get barraged.
That was really close though. I love how Uber Server had finally found their playstyle there with a double shield. But in the end, the Nanoblade just feeling a little too strong with the barrage. Now, I for one am not the biggest fan of Pharah Genji compositions because they are too ultimate dependent, right, Redux? You are going for those blades, you are going for those barrages to insta-kill the opposition. And if you don't have them quick enough, then that's where it kind of falters. But that time, Washed Up Homies already had 99%. They already had their ultimates online, and here we go again with the same old composition. It seems like Uber Server will be playing the Ryan Zarya. Yeah, double Pharah though, up in the air. And here on Village, what's the best position right now for Uber Server and Washed Up Homies to play into?
Uber's gotta put their Mercury in high ground, and they're gonna win.
And look at that though. K has gotten to. It's not happening whatsoever, Redux. This is just K getting free shot after free shot already. Really good start. Kokumbear though with the charge on in. But Washed Up Homies is just getting a big advantage so far. Blue even with the resurrection. And a really strong start there from the blue hand side. They got a little bit of the vantage point. And to your point, if Uber Server isn't playing on that high ground, they're not really going to get the positioning they need against the Pharah Mercy for free.
Yeah, they just played right into their hands. As soon as they went left side, they all just got spammed and dove on.
A little bit of the wrong decision, I believe, from Uber Server, especially since they're playing that McCree. On the flip side, Washed Up Homies happy to brawl onto the forefront, especially with that Genji and Roadhog to boot. Now, looking at Washed Up Homies and their ult progress, though, not the fastest as of yet. K is at 70%, though, so this Rocketeer can get some kills. Mercy now up in the air. Here comes K, though, with another takedown. Mercy will get the trade on back. Finally, for Uber Server, it's gonna be the advantage for them, staying up in the air. There we go with Lone, getting another takedown. And on the inside of the point, it's an absolute brawl, but Uber Server still has to back on that because this Roadhog is looking nigh unstoppable.
This Roadhog's still been a problem ever since last map, so I don't know. They might need to do something about it.
Yeah, maybe an Ana. I think an Ana would really help them out. The Nano Boost can be helpful with the barrage as well as the Reinhardt. At the same time, a buy grenade on the Roadhog can really get the shutdown every single time, but it has been an amazing aerial battle between IMK as well as Mercy. Still though, K has had the advantage so far, and Washed Up Homies was there to collect. Here comes Mercy though, flying on in yet again. Rocketeer fight one more time. King with the first direct hit. Ampy in the meantime with a shatter onto the tank line and gets the pin onto Kokumbear. Here comes the blade though to try and finalize things. This is time for Washed Up Homies to clean up house one more time. And for you, Redux, what's the soap you use in the kitchen? It doesn't matter, because the Washed Up Homies can offer you a better product, as the Rocket Barrage from Mercy of Desperation doesn't get much besides Sun.
Yeah, they clean up way better than my soap.
Spotless.
Well, that was a lot of ults though.
Yeah, they did use up a lot there, but at least they still have the Barrage and the Valkyrie, so there is a big chance for them. Uber Server now going over to the high ground and the Echo. What's the plan here?
Oh, they're finally going high ground, as I suggested. But alone.
I don't think there's enough time for it. Has already gone down. Mercy next target, grabbed on search here from Milsons, but it just falls apart here for Uber Server. And we've seen this multiple times as Washed Up Homies goes for the firework display. Uber Server started things off strong, but unfortunately, it kind of falters by the second round. Washed Up Homies will take that Nepal map 2-0.
Play of the game.
Play of the game goes over to Freak, and it seems like, as you said, Mr. Redux, it is a Genji world, and we are living in it. Nano Blades are absolute key in a meta like this.
They also just got the better of them in terms of ult economy. Like there were so many rounds where Ubis ever used like 5 to 6 ults, where Watch the Points only needed 3 to win them. And honestly, that's something they could work on.
Yeah, it's their efficiency is just a little better
Yeah.
there in the long run. And as I said, for Washed Up Homies, it just feels like every single time that they have their ultimates online, then they're good to go. And for Uber server, if they are gonna seeing that Pharah Genji composition, they need to win out the fights where both the Pharah and the Genji don't have those ultimates, because it's a gamble kind of composition, if I were to be honest. But right now everything is going up to heads here for Watch the Homies.
Like this is another gamble, especially with the lone Roadhog. But I don't think Ubis server is expecting it. So maybe they can plan a bit right now in the pre-round.
Yeah, they will have some time. They're gonna be picking up our second map, which is gonna be the hybrid map type. But Watch Up Homie start things off strong. They are gonna be looking to climb their way up from the bottom of the ladder. They were the first ones out of the upper bracket because of, I mean, they were technically the second ones, but they were here into the first round because of the positioning of the bracket, as well as their unfortunate forfeit. So this is really their redemption run in a way. This is the start of their tournament, but they have put themselves in that handicap that they don't have a round to give. They don't have a match to give. It's either do or die time, and so far they've been executing pretty well.
I think they've been doing.
It's been stellar. It's been stellar. And I gotta ask you, Redux, we're seeing these Genjis yet again. Does it fill you with a little bit of nostalgia to see, the blade whipped out one more time? And do you think it's, do you think it's really good here for the game, or do you prefer like previous methods and the like?
Yes, I am quite the Genji main. So I think this Manly meta should stay forever.
Forever, Mr. Our hit scan
Forever.
specialist saying that he is the Genji main. All I need now is to
Yeah.
see you play Sombra again, and we are gonna be good to go. It's okay though. It's
Right.
great hair. What? Who's your hairstylist,
Thanks.
bud?
Um, myself actually. I just cut it myself.
Oh,
Like it
that's
used to be a
amazing.
mullet, but I couldn't stand it anymore. So
It's amazing. I got Claire to cut my hair recently, and it's like that in the half and half right there. And it seems like we are gonna be getting into our second map. You look like a star, Redux, and you should go somewhere to LA, and that place will be Hollywood. So here we go now into our second map. It is gonna be that hybrid type. And what do you think? Coming into this map, we are gonna be able to see a lot of space for those flyers. Uber server picking this one. Do you think they have a certain composition to work with?
well, probably something bunker late in the first point, then maybe they'll move to dive at the second point if they lose it. I don't know. I think they're gonna pull out an Ash Genji. That's my prediction.
Yeah, it seems like we're having a little bit of latency issues also in the stream. Sorry about that, guys. It's just that time of the night. So let me fix that one up real quick. But as Redux has said, you're gonna see certain DPS right there. You might be able to see those flyers at the same time. And in a scenario like this, maybe just maybe we will see Uber server whip something out that's very very comfortable to them. Now the most important part for their squad right now is they don't really have one of their defining members. They don't have Santa Pops there on that main tank. It's Cockenberry, their second DPS, flexing over to tank. It's for their third string support, flexing over to DPS. So it's looking a little difficult for them per se. Watch the Pummies in the meantime don't really have Cyanide right now, but they still look like a very, very well-oiled machine. And overall, it really feels like in a scenario like this, you kind of need those main members in the first place, right?
Yeah. I mean, like especially like in a play in a round that's like crucial as this, you need your best roster. You need your full team. You need all the guns out. So
Yeah.
this is like really hurting them. Just not having their main tank, which is a very vital role.
Again,
I don't know.
gonna be going back into the game, go back into the match, and it is washed up homies with a 1-0 lead. No time, no need for banter. We've been talking about this for quite a while already. We can go straight into the game, and here we go again. Washed up homies versus Uber server. Still gonna be two other matches after this one. And hey, this has been the first wave playoffs. We are still not done. This has only been the start of the day, and we can keep on keeping on into this one. But Hollywood again, as you said, a lot of DPS gonna be coming into play for a map like this. We're gonna see these flyers, we're gonna see those hit cans perhaps, but I think the most interesting part would be maybe the battle of the tank line. We've seen the Roadhog there from low. Do you think Wilsons will try to duel him there? Or does Uber server believe that for more protection, they're gonna be doing a little better into the long run?
You know, you can try anything. You have nothing left to lose, so let's go. I
Yeah.
want to see the duel, like
I want
right now.
I want to see the duel too, that's for sure. Seeing the two Roadhogs brawl again before they go over to their home planet. That's going to be pretty interesting. But now it's time to get into game number 2. Thank you guys for bearing with us with those technical issues, and but we should be good to go coming into this next game. And now it will be time to see if Washed Up Homies can win things out and just finish things off in the long run, or will it be the side of Uber server forcing out a map number 3. We'll find out as we get into the game. Here we go, as we are heading into Hollywood. So welcome back, ladies and gents. And here we go yet again into another game, into another duel, into another fight. Coming into this match. This is map number 2 out of 3. And this is Hollywood. It's our hybrid map of this night. And well, we'll be finding out if Washed Up Homies can defend to the best degree. Reinhardt Rodon.
They're choosing to defend with a double projectile. So Pharah, Mercy, Genjiana, and then the same old Ryan Hog.
Yeah, Ryan Hog. Absolutely hog wild and absolutely comfort picks right here, right now for Team Washed Up Homies. Reinhardt though of Ambi gonna be looking to stay out in front. Here we go again with the Pharah Genji ultimate duo. But this time, does Uber server have an answer for this? They are going to be looking to play out that Junkrat out of nowhere, which is really interesting. But if they're going to be dealing with the Pharah, they might be looking to swap things out. First point though, you can get Lost Spam on, and here we go Uber server coming in from the left side.
I think they're expecting a double shield, but as soon as they see that fire, they might swap.
Find out. We'll find out as soon as they transition on in. It will be that Zarya out in front already. Lone looking to initiate with the Roadhog there. Up in the air, Mercy comes and she will be trying to get a little bit of map control in the first place. Milsonstow with the first kill already. K in the meantime making it happen with the Pharah to boot. And this is 1 and 2 for K so far. Still nigh unstoppable in a setup like this. And it really goes to show, for Uber server, they need to respect this Pharah. Because K is getting free kill after free kill after free kill. And it's looking really good so far for Washed Up Homies in this first bout.
Yeah, when you leave your tanks uncontested like that, like your tanks are gonna have a bad time, especially because it's just the Ryan Zarya, and there's so much high ground for the try to play off here.
And there is no stopping this kind of onslaught. It's going to be Blue and K looking to work together with the Pharah Mercy yet again. In the meantime, that's going to be the honor right now on the high ground. Ambi going to be saying hi there out in front. And Mercy decided to duel the same way. Uber server though,
We're getting the duel.
we're finally getting it. It's going to be Roadhogs and Pharahs fighting in Hollywood.
It's just enough. It's a double off tank coming from Uber server, so
Yeah, Zarya
I
Roadhog.
don't know. We might have trouble in crossing the choke.
Yeah, it's really going to be all about damage, and Kokomber has to tank things up with the bubbles and use the 100 energy that he's going to be getting to destroy his opposition very quickly. But K is making it happen already. Sacred has gone down at the very start. Uber server right now trying to duel with Mercy here. Rocket Barrage is available though for K, and it seems like the ultimates are going online here for Washed Up Homies. Lone though trying to get that Hull Hog on, does get stunned up as he channels it. Here goes Freak though with the Dragon Blade, but Ferd makes it happen with the Death Blossom instead. Absolutely clutch from the Reaper so far. Has gotten 3 in a bout like this. Sun trying to get the hell out there. Sleep Dart though will connect, and it's time for the Nano Boost onto Ambi instead. The Reinhardt hammering on away. The Reaper trying to get the hell out of there, and K is just getting free shot after free shot. It's absolutely a big debut as well as a big show from Washed Up Homies in the playoffs.
Ferd might have gotten ahead of himself in that after that 3K. He went straight for Yana, but then Lips Sports all of those be cleaned up by the Pharah.
And here we go again, a little bit of a trade action. Uber server can actually capitalize on something like this, but as Lone does get resurrected, it seems like for Uber server, they need to get a little more of that momentum back on Bear, though catching out Freak. He can't deflect that, good sir. Here comes K now, still staying on, but the rally from Sacred gonna be giving that Arbor advantage. Push coming on through, beautiful shatter though from Ambi to get the stun one more time, and the charge is looking for the connection, but Sacred doesn't say, no sir, you're not going anywhere. Fire grenade that will come on through again. Mercy in the meantime dodging those rockets, and I don't think that's the best decision there from K. This Pharah has been pretty spectacular so far, but pointing up in the air isn't the best way to go with that slow speed. And here comes Mercy now back into the fold, but will fall again to the hand of K of the Milsons instead. Right now Redux, but the advantage is Uber servers to take this point. Coming on through again though, and still not done. And seems like now for Uber server, they're just whittling down those stragglers. Reinhardt and Rodog trying to come on back. Genji gonna be there as well. But this is now Uber servers to take. Watch Up Homies has been beaten in their own game. And we are gonna see a match unfold here on Hollywood.
During the pre-fight, they scouted out that Lone was playing left side, so they sent a Reaper right side to just look at him, and just stare him down. So he couldn't get as much space as he wanted to. And that just left Wilsons to spam the tank and pressures have so much shield pressure that they had to collapse.
What a thing it was, in all honesty. And there have, oh my god, Ferd with the Death Blossom again. From the top rope indeed, but it should be a lot better now into our stream. Oh, we had those issues a while ago. It should be all okay now. Freak though in the meantime with that Blossom. And here we go again. Washed Up Homie's kill, keeping it on. Lone in the meantime with the hook and the shove. And with the Reaper now backing on out, Ferd has been spectacular with the Death Blossom, but he kind of needs to do a little more for his team if they want to be more consistent in this fight.
Usually a sure disruption from the Pharaohs, but now the Mercy have to use the res.
And here comes the
Now
Nano
fades out.
Blade. It's just time to get the slice and dice again here, Mr. Redux, as Milson gets a little bit of the push there. It's time to go for the overrun. Mercy will get caught out by Freak instead of the Reinhardt. Uber Service still in a good spot. They are playing onto the inside, taking cover against K, but it doesn't really matter right now. K is just keeping on spamming and has the barrage available again.
Scrappy fight, but this should be a defense from Lost of Homies. They're swapping to the Pharah, by the way. I mean, the Widowmaker to counter that Pharah.
That's interesting. There's a lot of sightlines here on the West World. It's very, very useful to go for those rooftops. But the Rock Barrage right now from Mercy catching out. One Freak will say, no sir, that's not going to be any other kills with the headshot there. And Karna trying to navigate with the Valkyrie. Milson's going to get on the board again. Sacred in the meantime with the rally on through. But if no one is going to be capitalizing against Freak, then this is going to be a little bit of spot of trouble. And Uber server right now moving over to a double hit scan approach. But do you think this is going to be good? Because that Widowmaker has a lot of range advantage against both the McCree and the Soldier 76.
I mean, if they're gonna run hit scan, might as well run Widowmaker, especially with what you said. Like, these guys just get hard counted by Widowmaker. They're trying to rotate right side, but there's no shields to play around.
So it's not gonna happen. Free shots, headshots are so key, and even though we don't see the Widow as much anymore in the meta, it has been more of the Ashe in its utility. It's still on the right hands, one click, it's all it takes to get a takedown. Up in the air right now, Freak trying to get the chokehold. Lone in the meantime, cleaning those up, and Washed Up Homies just going for a capitalization again here on the second point.
The lack of shield is really, like, hurting them in the long run, especially with this really long sideline for the Widowmaker and the fire to spam on.
It's too much. It's just too much, Mr. Redux. And it was okay against the Pharah, but against the Widowmaker, it's just free estate, in all honesty. And Uber server right now has to play onto the inside. We're not seeing Overwatch right now. We're seeing some tactical covers instead. And Ferd almost dying there immediately. Rahraj still available though here for K. She's been holding on to this ultimate for quite a while already. And Washed Up Homies trying to impress here. And now they were beaten on the first day through technicalities, not through the game itself. And this time they are looking to hold the line on the halfway marker of Hollywood. There we go though with the hook from Milson. He's showing his stellar manners yet again. Now the barrage is going to be still tanky enough to mitigate the damage from the Whole Hog there. And this is Washed Up Homies cleaning up house again. Laundry Day is open, guys. And this is Ambi right now with the shatter. Special delivery to Mr. Ambi and special delivery to Uber server as the defense holds on to the halfway marker.
As you would say, questionable. Yeah, the double hit scan and double off tank. Like, the thing that really hurt them, besides the lack of a shield, was there's no real win condition there. Like, I think their like only like idea was to kill Pharah. We win. And that's not how it works these days. That's not how Mafia works.
That's not how Mafia works. Level 1 potentially on to the strategy of maybe, just maybe, if you spend enough hours or some microtransactions there, you become a level 50 tactician instead. But Washed Up Homies showing truly their strength in IMK, or as some like to say, IA Mike II is just looking really stellar on that Pharah, halfway because of her skill on it, and the other half is just the fact that she's kind of ignored in many situations.
I think they're right. Doomfist on defense. That could be it. Oh wait. Doomfist on offense. Into a Pharah? Are they expecting a Pharah? But they're getting a Torbjorn McCree instead.
Oh, I like that. I like that a
We're
lot from
still
the Super.
continuing with the Roadhog.
It's really good to play this Torbjorn actually, especially on the Hollywood, and in a composition like this, they're gonna be kind of mitigating whatever K and Freak want to do. But luckily for Washed Up Homies, Mr. Redux, is K can play those sightlines from far away. It's gonna be up to Ferd to capitalize though on the range advantage and use the McCree to the best degree.
Yeah, but then they got that Doomfist coming in, so we'll see how it goes.
We'll find out how this is gonna be going. It's a little bit of the punch again, and Ambi gonna be out in front here. Watch the homies. Gonna be sticking around though, but Mercy with the first kill with the Torbjorn. And it really isn't just a troll pick anymore, Redux. It has become some parts of the meta here and there. It really feels like playing the Torbjorn is a technical pick and a beautiful hook there from Milsons going fishing this time against the flyer that is the Pharah. So a good start here from Uba's server. They're using their defensive capabilities to the best degree there.
Just into the teamfight rather than waiting for the setup. So I'm assuming they're gonna try to play a brawler playstyle here. But it's not working so far. They're just getting spammed out.
Yeah, this is all about that spam and the turret providing to be a 7th hero in so many ways. Transition though from Watch the Homies. They understand exactly what to do. They're coming in from the garbage side instead. Look at K using the middle part of the map as cover. But without Clue, that's so dangerous. And Ferd could have capitalized on the kill there. Combear though charging on in. Gets out one again. Mercy in prime position with that Torbjorn. Freak though will get that takedown. And it's going to be a little bit of a tit-for-tat trade as this is Watch the Homies stuck on the inside.
That's a beautiful bio grenade from the defending Ana. Allowed them to clean up the attacking team on the right side because there's no fire there. The fire's dueling the McCree on the roof, so there was not enough spam for them to like cover. You know, there was not enough covering fire.
Oh my god, though, hold that thought, Reduxes. That's a beautiful punish there. They use the resurrection as a bait, and that's gonna be a hook into a jump with the charged punch and get that takedown onto the right arc. But Mercy just spitting out that hot load onto the point again. It's gonna be jalapeno all over, but Ferd with a Deadeye instead, and Milsons with the Nano Roadhog. And now Uba's server is kind of falling a little bit into their own ways again. Now they did put up a stellar defense, but how many ultimates they'd use into that? 1, 2, 3, and 4, and maybe even 5 actually coming into that one. So this is looking very difficult for them because they have to rely on the Shatter of Cocombear to bail them out.
You only got Shar coming in, and well, there's kind of a fire on the other team. So
if
we'll see how it
Cocombear
goes.
hits the Pharah in midair with the Earth Shatter, I'm just gonna say the Earth is flat already. You know, it will make no sense, but hey, we'll find out if that can actually happen. Watch the Homies though has been a heartbreaker so far, and here we go with the focus fire onto Mercy. Both DPS going all over that Torbjorn. There we go with the Shatter though from Ambi instead, and we see the brawl onto the inside. Cocombear does get a charge on. Here comes the punch from Freak, and Watch the Homies with the advantage so far. Resurrection gonna be into play. Karna now gonna get caught. Ferd in the meantime on that McCree still, and Uba's server again. They put up such a stellar defense every single time, but once they make that mistake of over ultimating, it's just where it falls apart for them.
So Washington Police bringing out the Widowmaker now, and they might want to stop the McCree once they see it.
We'll see if there's gonna be the way to go here for Washed Up Homies, but they actually played that Widowmaker this time, and they knew for a fact from that previous round that they are gonna be able to use that range advantage to the best degree. For gonna be playing in the mid-range. Freak though has to take position in better cover, maybe onto the high ground there, but Freak already with the headshot onto one, tagging down Milsons as well, wants to go for the Ana, and if the supports do die here for the side of Uba's server, this defense is gonna fall apart very quickly.
Mercy went down a while ago, so fire might be really vulnerable right now.
Oh no, though, Milsons making sure everyone else is vulnerable. He gets 3. That's a 3K on the floor. Milsons again showing why he reached GM with a hero like this. Uba server just getting to capitalize on yet again. And I like Mercy's pick right now. She moves over to the Echo, and this is actually going to be pretty good against both the Pharah and the Widowmaker. If you avoid that first shot from the Widow, you can just fly on in to get a free kill. But K is getting free takedown yet again. Gonna get rid of the McCree there.
It's not working out for them. He's just getting dove on by the fire, and there's not enough support to help him.
Yeah,
The
I know.
Echo, interesting choice, but he can't duel a Pharah like so easily.
Yeah, it's too many members on the other side, and it's desperation time
I
here
think
for
it
Uba
might be
server.
it.
This might be it, but there's still a chance. One charge from Cocombear can make a difference, and Ferd with a backstab there, but time is ticking. 0.26, absolutely close into the numbers, and here we go though yet again. Deadeye now being primed by Ferd. Here comes Uba server still sticking around, and as you can see, the elimination factor picking in. Uba server, you'd think they'll falter, but no, they will survive the fight a little bit more with 0.26 to give.
The early Widowmaker pick was so crucial it that's a lot of fat damage that's potentially taken out.
And Uber server
And
is
now
still
the rest
here.
of Pager's out now. We'll see in a moment.
And Mills even getting the hook there onto Sun, making sure that that's going to be a free takedown there. Yet again, Freak in the meantime taking a little bit of the nappy time. And in all honesty, Uber server that has a lot of space to work with. Freak has to come a little closer to get these sightlines into the middle part of the second point. And this is going to work out in third with the flashbang. Mercy in the meantime flies on in and out of the rooftops. And if you've ever seen a jet plane, you can see that Mercy has a little bit of that in her blood. Oh my god.
It's crunch time now. They have 4 ults online. There's a shatter. Doesn't get too much.
Yeah,
There's
Nano Barrage
there's
though.
a nano power barrage.
It's huge. It's huge. Even though the sleep dart does connect, Washed Up Homies
Cleaning up.
is
Okay.
cleaning up, and this is now
It's
time.
over.
99.9% of germs get cleaned up for every hand wash, and this is them getting that .01. Wash Up Homies moves on to the second round. Uba Server is our first team eliminated from the playoffs, but what a great last stand there from Uba Server. At least they put up such a solid fight, especially at the end.
Yeah, Washington kind of stumbled in the end, near the end there, but they managed to prove who's the very team and why they're still in this.
And I gotta say, as Fur gets play of the game, this is a bailout that Blossom.
It's-
But
yeah, it really is.
I'm just proud of Uba Server because you would expect them to, you would expect them to kind of fall over in that last clash, but they clutched it out. They were able to recontest with .24 to give. Not every team can do something like that. And it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous how they made it happen. But the score doesn't lie. That's going to be a victory there for Washed Up Homies. They will take this best of 3 and Redux. Talk about that game, Hollywood. A lot better to watch though. Uber Server putting up a really good defense with the Torbjorn. Any thoughts coming into, well, that whole match?
Well, I just like the grit and spunk coming from both teams actually. Very interesting comps. Like we saw that double hit scan, the double off tank. So I like the attitude there. But unfortunately, we won't see big any more of it because they kind of lost.
They've given it all their all, truly. They've done all they can, and I gotta say, for Uber Server, it has been an amazing experience to have them into the first wave playoffs. But you gotta respect the power of the second seed, that's for sure. Watch the Pomies. They are hungry for some victories, and they are hungry to jockey for some position, and it really feels like this was just the first stop in their powers, in their first stop in their journey, and they are gonna be booking a date with Wamanagi. First seed versus second seed for our last match of the night. But before that, we'll be getting into Cakes versus Uwatch. Overall, though, what can you say? How did Washed Up Homies have the big advantage there, Redux?
As I've said before, and many times, like it was the alt economy. Their efficiency was so good. Efficiency 100, man. They just used 2 ults, 3 ults max. I've never seen them use like all ults in anything that's not a final team fight. And that like each time that investment paid off, especially with the Roadhog from Lone. They weren't expecting that, and he just won so many fights without using his ultimate, just on his sheer pick potential and damage potential, and shield pressure coming for that Roadhog.
It's ridiculous. Even though we had an amazing Roadhog versus Roadhog fight, it seems like that's the co. And I guess we got our interview of this one. So guys, before we introduce our guests, I'll just explain a little bit here on to the lower bracket. Since it is elimination time, it is the losing team who will get the exit interview because we want to say goodbye to them, of course, in the proper way. We want to say goodbye to their team, and we just want to hear some final thoughts as they head on out from the competition. So introducing here on our interview segment of this first match, it is Bear of Uber Server.
Hello, what's up, guys?
Hello, Bear. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I'm so glad to have you here. And before we say, we say a little bit bad, I just want to say real quick, what a great contest at that last part. Point 24. Can you talk me through it? How did you guys come back to at least touch that payload one last time and go for our last hurrah play?
For the last play, we just thought that for me as the main tank, I have to wait for the whole team. Otherwise, I'd be throwing if I would just charge in. So I waited for them, and fortunately that they got their picks because Hog was seriously flanking and kept hooking me out of the picture. So the sleeps were on point from Karna, and then we had a great. It was just lucky to be honest.
No, I'd say it was a little bit of luck, but a little bit of timing also. You guys got the kills at the last moment, point 24, beating them back with the dead eye. And hey, it was great to see. This wasn't a watch whatsoever, and we always say that at the Uber server matches that when we see a lot of competition, it feels like that's where it really shines bright. Nepal Sanctum was great. That the defense on Hollywood was really really good too, and I gotta ask, if we were to be honest, seeing you on tank was a little bit of a head scratcher for us because you're usually on that second DPS. How did you know? Like, how did you guys adjust to your new composition, your new roles coming in for the playoffs?
So honestly, well, when we were playing, QP, I was always playing tank, and my highest SR would be tank main. So
Ooh,
I would
yeah.
I would love playing Rhine. So I practiced Rhine, and now unfortunately that Santo Pups is out of the game. Like he was sick, so and I mean he's still sick,
Oh
so
no.
I had to go up and present my main game, so main tank, because honestly I want Ferd and Merge to play more, because throughout the invitationals, me and Merge were playing together most of the time, so I wanted to Ferd to have a chance to play again with her, and experiment with some more stuff, even though it's the playoffs. We still wanted to experiment more comps, because we haven't really found that one main comp for playoffs.
It really is just trying to find your identity, and it seems like you guys are comfortable with Mercy and Milsosen's pocket picks. You have your god tier Farah, you have your ultra god tier Roadhog, and hey, when you see Milson's on that hog, it really just goes for picks here and there. But unfortunately, just a little too much to handle for Watch Up Homies. What do you think? What was about their playstyle that kind of gave them the advantage there?
Honestly, it was the Widow pick. It threw us off. We have the God tier Pharah, but when they have a God tier Widow, it's a hard counter, so you can't do anything about it unless you dive it. But we can't play dive because I have to stay on the Rhine, and Milsons has to play with a super God tier Roadhog. So we just it's just, how do we contest this Widow? Okay, I'll just right click the Zarya so he gets boop eventually.
It's a little difficult, that's for sure, and it really feels like that range disadvantage kind of hurting you guys in the end. But I gotta ask you, Bear, any favorite moments from the whole experience, not just the playoffs, but the regular season, the All Star. What do you think was like the best and finest moment of Uber Server?
I guess it would be against Waminagi and Overwine,
Okay, about it.
because yeah, we pushed Waminagi to its limits. We almost took one score again away from them,
Mhm.
and Overwine is just a fun team to play with. We scrim with them regularly. They're friendly, and if we're battling with them, it's like a mirror match. It's the skill levels are very close with each other, and that it feels fun to play against them and with them.
Yeah, it's incredible. And I'm glad you guys showed up to the New Wave Invitationals. It's been an absolute pleasure to have Ubi Server in. Really great community. Really, really, I gotta say, I really know about you guys. I've been in and around the server as much as I can, and it's just incredible to have you guys compete to the New Wave Invitationals. Even though you guys are first to go, you guys are still gonna leave a mark on our hearts. And Ikaw Redux, any questions for Coco? You're muted, by the way. Oh, there.
Um. Oh, yeah. There we go. Do you have any like final words to say,
I
like to
mean,
the audience here?
yeah. Any shout outs in
Yeah, yeah,
regard?
yeah, yeah. Big shout
Anyone
outs,
you shout out?
and last test testimony, parang ganun. So shout outs first. Shout outs to Santo Pops. Get well soon. Shout outs to our coach, Rebirth. You'll eventually get paid, man, if we win the finals. Maybe next time, next on the next new wave invitational
I love it.
2.0 maybe. So
Pwede,
Rebirth, you're
pwede.
gonna get paid sometime. Just wait for it. And then yung mga utang namin sa lates, GG cash ko na lang or whatever. Then shout outs, of course, to the community and to Daks for putting this very fun and super competitive invitationals. I learned a lot from the team. I learned a lot from the game. I used to play quick play casually, but now I play comp regularly, and I really study the game, so because I really want to be competitive and be up with these high skilled players, masters, grandmasters. It's just really fun to play with them, and to know the game itself. It really gave us a lot of experience. So watch out for us in the next maybe invitationals. We'll have a new team, or we have a new roster, or whichever. But surely we will be back.
I'm glad. I'm glad to hear it, guys. I'm glad to hear it completely. And it's just great to have you all here. It's just great to have Uber Server compete in the New Wave Invitationals. They have been a great show of force. And like I said, it's a community that is close to the homes of Overrush and close to the homes of the whole setup here. And thank you, Calm Bear, for your time. Thank you guys to Uber Server
Thank
and their
you.
participation, and we'll be saying adieu to them. So thank you, Colin. You can hop on out now. And Redux, before we head on out for a little bit break to get the sets for our next game, let's just look at that quick 2-0 right there. I apologize for those instantly surprising technical issues, but after the end of all of that, Nepal and Hollywood taken by Washed Up Homies. And that Farah Genji composition, it's I really think it's a risk reward system, especially with the Roadhog. And if it works
Yeah.
amazing. But do you think it might hurt Washed Up Homies if they go against, a little more consistency, especially against a team that is renowned to be a perfect machine, that is Wamanagi?
If they find a stronger mirror, or if the other team knows how to play around it, then they could really have a problem. Like we haven't seen them play much else besides that. You know, like
Yeah.
at least in these playoffs.
It's ridiculous how sometimes that you have these comfort compositions, but sometimes the other side has these compositions that are just absolutely exceptional against them. And we saw that last time, I believe, when Uber server was facing off against Cakes, couldn't really have an answer to the Junkrat per se, besides running their Farah, but then the hits kind of what happened. It's tit for tat right there. And this time, looking to watch up homies, playing that Farah and Genji exclusively, if they can't really duel properly against Wamanagi, who you'll expect that every single fight they're going to be looking to capitalize on the lack of ultimates on Watch of Homie's side, then they're going to be having a little bit of a reckoning there. So that's something that Watch of Homies has to think about, as they have an hour break, as we are going to be getting into our next game, which will be Cakes and Watch. So Watch falling against the hand of the amazing run of Meme Guard. Cakes in the meantime losing the Heartbreaker there against Overwine in the second round. We will find out which of these two teams will move on to the semifinals, I believe, of the lower bracket. Stay tuned though, stick around. This is the first wave playoffs, day number 3.